Hi guys, welcome to my channel, my Sims YouTube building and possibly playing channel. I am a lifelong Sims fan. I have been playing The Sims since the very first game came out back in '99. I just happened to come across it in a store. I was out one day, I believe I was at Radio Shack, and they have this super tiny section of PC games, and I just went and I looked, and I was like, what is this? And it seemed kind of interesting, so I bought it and fell in love, and have bought every single Sims game since then, every expansion pack, except for The Sims 4. I haven't finished my collection yet, but I've got so many discs of The Sims, it's ridiculous. But I only just recently discovered a whole community of Sims builders and players on YouTube. I did not know that existed at all. And I was so excited when I found it, and it really rekindled my love for The Sims. I mean, I was playing The Sims 4 at the time, but not all the time, and I was kind of a little bleh when it came to it a bit. But after finding this and watching people build and watching people play, I'm just like, that's right, this is a game I love, and seeing how other people play and build just really inspired me to start building, which is something I've never really gotten into, at least not since like The Sims 1. I used to build a lot in that, but kind of like boxed houses. The kitchen was always in the same spot, and the living room was always in the same spot. So I'm having so much fun with building and sharing my creations on the gallery, and people are downloading them and liking them, which makes me so happy. So I thought, well, if I'm building anyways, maybe I'll just start filming it and posting them on YouTube for hopefully other people to enjoy and discover, just like I recently discovered. So I thought my first build, I would start with a tiny house. This is the smallest tiny house that I have built thus far. I think I've only done like 2. And this is, I believe, my 3rd. Yeah. And it's super tiny, and I had a bit of a trouble trying to figure out how to fit everything in, but in the end it all comes together. Now, I did have an idea in mind of a hippie. I was building this for a hippie. She's the character I created, and I'm building it on a budget so it can be a starter home. And I thought, I'm going to go colorful. I'm going to go so colorful. And instead, for some reason, I just keep gravitating towards pink. And I'm not a big fan of pink myself to begin with. The singer, yes. The color, not so much. But I, for some reason, keep gravitating towards pink. And at the very end of the video, you'll see that I actually make a pretty big change to a lot of stuff in the house. So it starts off being very pink, and then turns kind of grandma-esque, but then I end up kind of going a little more neutral by the end. And I think it turns out super cute. It's really nice. I mean, it's a tiny home, and I mean, how is a tiny home not cute? There's no way to not make it cute. So here I'm starting with the bathroom, and this is where I start with the pink for some reason. I go with the shower that's got the pink wall and the pink floor, and then I was like, oh, there's that curtain that has all the colors in it, so I'm going to base my build on that curtain, and I put it up in a second when I find it, and I was like, this is what I'm going to use, and I can bring in all these colors because the curtain is colorful, because I'm using a curtain as a bathroom door. I rationalized it with myself, saying, she lives by herself. Who cares if she doesn't have a door in her bathroom? I put a door in later. But yeah, I start putting in some pink things. I do the pink toilet, I do the pink shower, I do the pink mirror, and then I end up changing it all. But right now I'm putting up this pink, shocking, shelf, and then I buy the individual towels to put in it, not realizing that just like 3 pictures over in the catalog is this exact thing that I'm putting together now, already built, and half the cost. I do figure it out later, and I switch it out because this is a build on a budget, so why am I spending money on all the individual pieces when there's one for way cheaper that's already put together? So yeah, I do find that later. it takes a while for me to figure out what wallpaper I want in the bathroom, so I did cut a lot of that out because I think I went through, I don't even know, 15 or 20 different wallpapers until I found something I liked. This isn't even the one I end up with. I start putting this one up and I start putting the bathroom together, and I'm like, no, this is too sterile looking almost, so I end up just going to my old favorite one, which you'll see the change in a minute. The wallpaper I end up putting up with the tile wallpaper, I guess, is absolutely my favorite anytime I need kind of a neutral tile, I guess. But I love this one so much, so much. So the bathroom here, I think we're almost moving on from the bathroom. I just put a couple of other things up. Oh, here's where I realized, I'm like, oh, there's already a shelf with all this stuff in it. And I even looked at the price of the things and I'm like, yeah, it's so much cheaper to put this on. And then I had a bit of trouble putting the little basket back on top, but ultimately we do pop it back on there. So we're just looking for a little bit of clutter items. I didn't want to go crazy with the clutter. I didn't want to overwhelm it because I hadn't built anything this small. So I really didn't know how too much clutter would look in such a small build. So I thought I'll keep it a little minimal for now. And that curtain I put up, I ended up changing it. I don't know what I was thinking. In the kitchen, when I put these counters in originally, I was like, oh no, it doesn't really look nice. It looks weird. And so I ended up changing them to pink counters. I don't know why. But now that I'm looking at it here, and especially once I change the appliances to the black, I'm like, this actually looks nice. This actually ties into the curtain that I wanted so bad. Much better than all the pastel pink stuff in the bathroom. But ultimately, I don't keep it. I switch it all out in, I think, just a second for the pink counters. But I really like the blue. I think I'll do a blue kitchen in another build. I don't think I've done a blue kitchen. It looks really nice. But the pink ones, I just thought aesthetically they looked nicer than the blue ones. So we go ahead and put those in. Pop some clutter on the counters. Again, not too much. I do end up opening the debug menu in a moment to look for some other stuff. Oh, I guess I do that after. Oh, right. When I'm looking for clutter for the bedroom, I end up getting a bit more clutter items in the kitchen. And now I was going to put the living room across from the kitchen. And then when I tried doing it, I was like, where am I going to put the TV? You're going to be, 10 inches away from a TV screen if I do it there. So I switch it around and use that whole section by the bathroom. And now I realize, I'm like, if you have one friend over and you've got a curtain for your bathroom door and you're all hanging out in the living room, which was right outside the bathroom, I'm so glad I ended up changing that later. So I'm trying here to figure out how to fit in a table and some chairs, and there's just so much stuff that you got to fit into a tiny house, and it's really hard, especially this small. But I do work out a couple of things. I end up putting just one chair because there was no space to put a second chair, but I do put a picnic table outside, so if there's multiple people over at some point to enjoy the doorless bathroom, at least there's more seating. Now this screen, I think, is where the build really takes that grandma-esque turn as far as I'm concerned, because if you think of a young woman who's kind of like a modern hippie, and this is not how she would decorate her home. I truly don't believe so. So like I said, I think I'll end up putting a different person in here and build an appropriate home for my hippie sim that I created. Also, the living room is pretty small, so I didn't want to put like regular end tables in and have to size them down, because it can be hard to place things on top of them when you do that, and some of them can glitch out if there's like a glass top or something. So I thought if I just put a shelf beside the sofa, then that can be used as an end table to put, the remote or put your drink down or whatever the case is. So we end up just moving a couple of things around there, moving the bookshelf, and I just put a couple of items from the debug menu onto that that shelf. I love the remote. I'm so glad I discovered the debug menu through watching a video. I don't remember whose video it was. It was either maybe a Miss Griffey video or a Deligracy video where I was told about the debug menu, and I was so excited, and I'm addicted to it now. Now these paintings come from the gallery, which don't count as custom content. The only downside is that when you get rid of the ones you're not using, all that money actually goes into your household funds, which can be a great way to get some money without cheating per se, but I'm trying to stay within a budget, so I had to remember what amount of money I had before I tore down the wall and got rid of the paintings, so that I could make sure that I keep that appropriate amount of money with the money cheat. So if you just open your cheat box and put in money, space, and then however much money, that's how much money will be in the household fund. You put $10 in, your household has $10. You put $1,000 in, your household has $1,000. So here I ended up changing the curtains a little bit. This build took me a couple days to do, and within that couple of days I ended up buying the, what is it called? The movie hangout package, I think. And so I thought, oh, I can incorporate a few pieces from that into here, which I think the only ones I actually end up using is the curtain in the bathroom, and I do put that big tree with the lanterns outside, but I end up having to sell it because I ran out of money. So don't have it. I'll have to use that in another build because I didn't know it was in that pack, and I was so excited when I saw it because I've seen other people build with it, and I just think it's one of the prettiest pieces of landscaping that you can put out there because of the lanterns. And I did move the screen over, which I really prefer here because I find it separates the kitchen from the bathroom. My husband came to look at my build at one point, and he's like, really? The bedroom is in the kitchen? I'm like, it is a tiny home, sir. You know nothing. You put things where you can. But he was kind of right. So the screen being moved there, I think, adds a nice little separation. Plus it allowed room to put a dresser in, which I didn't have before. Now I did play test this. Everything is accessible except for the dresser. I don't remember because I think when I was play testing it, I actually forgot that that was a dresser. I thought it was just like a shelf thing. And so I don't think I play tested that. But at least it still looks nice even if you can't use it, or if you can get rid of the table and chair if you want and have full access to the dresser. So on the poof in the corner here, I thought it would just be cute to put some books and just a framed picture of an apple. We don't have a lot of framed pictures that aren't for walls, so you end up using the pear and the apple a lot. And I love that carpet from Laundry Day. I haven't used it a lot because I just got Laundry Day recently, actually. I'm so behind on getting packs and stuff, but I absolutely love the wicker furniture and that carpet. It's so cute. So I did just put in the door for the bathroom, and then I just move on to outside and create a little pathway to put the picnic table and the big tree, which, like I said, ultimately we do get rid of because we need the money. And I just put a pathway to the street. I'm not very good with that kind of stuff. The landscaping I'm still kind of getting used to, but I think it still looks really nice out here. I do cut a lot of it out because it's a lot of debug menu stuff because I was running out of money. So I was looking for as much free stuff as possible, and these flowers are absolutely gorgeous because you can size them up, size them down, no matter what you do. They look so pretty. I can't believe they're in the debug menu. Like, it looks like something you'd have to pay for. So that's why I sold the house, because I was like, oh, I put a laundry basket in the bathroom but no way to do laundry, and so I didn't know what that would do to the gameplay, if it would like upset my sim. So here we go back in the house, changing a few things around, getting rid of a window and changing the color of a few items just to go a little more neutral. And I think I go back in and do actually a couple more. Got rid of the barbecue as well to have money for an easel, because that's an easy way to make money when you're starting out at a starter home. And this I've never done before. I use these potted plants all the time in the house, but I have never thought of sizing them up, and I thought it looked so cute. And yeah, so now we're changing the color of a few more things in the kitchen, going a little more neutral. But I do add like a pink wall in the living room, but it's a light pink. So there is still a little bit of pink. And I think the final product ends up looking really cute. And I changed the screen as well, and I don't remember if that's filmed or not, if it just suddenly the screen is different. I don't remember. So it has a little bit less grandma-esque vibe, I think, with putting a more modern screen in, which you'll see in the screenshots, which are coming up in just a few moments after popping a light outside. Now, if you like this video, please subscribe and leave comments and let me know if you like it, what you think I could have changed, or what you'd like to see me build again. And the info for my gallery will be in the description below. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Bye.